So, my dog Otti has decided to join us for this video. Hello everyone, I hope you are well. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be previewing the Arsenal versus Atletico game. As always, if you do enjoy, please be sure to like and subscribe. First up, I think it's important to check out Atletico Madrid's form. They've actually lost 2 of their last 3 games, granted. One of them was a 4-3 defeat on penalties to Real Sociedad in the Copa del Rey final. If you don't know, that's similar to their version of the FA Cup. Obviously, we've lost our League Cup recently, so both teams are going into this in pretty poor form. Atletico then suffered a 3-2 defeat to Elche. It's interesting enough that Alvarez wasn't even on the bench. And then they suffered they completed a 3-2 win versus Athletic Club, which Griezmann and Sorloth started up front. Alvarez was an unused sub. Now, I think the reason that Diego Simeone is doing that sort of thing is because Alvarez has obviously had a lot of minutes over the course of the season. He's clearly their best player. But with Atletico Madrid being 4th in La Liga and ultimately 5 points behind 3rd, but they're also 10 points ahead of 5th place. There's not much to play for in terms of so it makes sense to rest Alvarez for a Champions League campaign where they could reach a final should they beat the Gunners. A lot of Atletico's threat is in the attacking areas. I mean, the main danger men are obviously Alvarez, Sorloth, Griezmann and Lookman. We'll go through them individually though and what they offer. So Sorloth is obviously 6'7". He is huge. He offers a physical presence that not many people in world football have. He's powerful, he's got really good hold-up play, and he's just a unit. If you get in a 1v1 heading battle against him, you're ultimately going to lose it. So that's something that Gabriel and Saliba will have to manage. Not only that, Julian Alvarez is one of the world's best strikers in football, one of the most complete strikers within the game. And I think it's important that we are wary of his technical ability, but not only that, he also has an absolutely brilliant free kick on him, so we can't be giving away set pieces. Griezmann is the statesman of this Atletico Madrid team. Obviously, he's been at 2 spells at Atletico Madrid, and he's going to be leaving this summer. He's obviously been a world beater throughout his career, but I think one thing that is for sure, there's a bit of story element to Griezmann's time at Atletico, that this is his last season, last hurrah, and he wants to win that Champions League with Atletico Madrid. Then you look at Ademola Lookman. Obviously, he has pace, power, drive, he's skillful. He was a real physical danger, both in the Serie A last year and for Atletico now, and he's someone that obviously caused Barcelona a lot of damage in the last round. The rest of the Atletico team, whilst not necessarily technically brilliant, they do offer grit and the guile that a Simeone team just possesses naturally, just because they play for him. He's obviously a very passionate man, and he gets the most out of his teams. You know how a Simeone team's going to line up. They're going to be horrible, aggressive, and very, very good defensively. Very much similar to Arsenal and Arteta. Obviously, Kai Havertz is a massive doubt for this game, unfortunately, and hopefully he can come back before the close of the season. I believe it was a muscle injury that is rumoured for Kai, and he's clearly our best, most complete striker. So we do need him back, but hopefully he won't be out for long and we can get through this game against Atletico Madrid unscathed without him. Another selection decision for Arteta is Saka. Obviously, he's just had an injury recently. He's coming back from his injury. Hopefully, he can be back in the first team, because when he came on against Newcastle, he was by far and away our best attacker in the 10 minutes he played. So it's important to get our best players fit at this stage of the season. So Saka needs to be blooded into the team, get some minutes and sharpness under his belt, and then Arsenal can hopefully go on to win all the remaining games. The other 4 is Jurrien Timber. I think that he might not be fit for this game. It's been touch and go whether he'd be back, but he wasn't back against Newcastle, so I can't see it against Atletico. Maybe off the bench. Calafiori is another one. I think that he should be back for this game, but again, like Timber, I don't think he's necessarily got the sharpness or fitness to just chuck him in from the start. Other selection decisions. Miles Lewis-Skelly obviously came on against Newcastle in midfield, and whilst he is pretty slow as a midfielder on the turn, he's one of the only people who can drive through the centre of the pitch with the ball at his feet. A bit like Jack Wilshere-esque in that regard. I would like to see Miles Lewis-Skelly potentially get more minutes than he did against Newcastle, hopefully 20-30 minutes. Zubimendi, I personally wouldn't start. I think that Arteta will start him, but he's been in some poor form of late and not doing the best. And I think that obviously he was subbed because he was ill against Newcastle. I think I'd just not start him in this game. What I'm expecting from the game is that it's going to be cagey. We know what a Diego Simeone team is about, and they have the quality defensively and offensively. They look like to hit teams on their counter-attack like they did versus Barcelona, but it's going to be a tough affair anyway. If we can obviously get through it without any damage, that would be great to take it to the Emirates next week. Week after next, sorry. And no, it is next week. And hopefully we'll have a chance to reach in our first final. I believe my score prediction will be that this will be a 1-1 draw, just on the basis of how the team's set up and what to expect from both managers. I don't think either will want to lose the game too heavily in this game, but I can't imagine it being a goal fest, so to speak. My predicted lineup for this one is Raya in goal. Obviously, you've got to keep him in now. Kepa's shown his inadequacy in goal. Benjamin White at right back. I think that he is the most fit right back we have at the moment. Gabriel and Saliba, of course, being the back two. We know what they're about. They're very, very good. They're solid. And hopefully, just hopefully, they can provide the goods for us. Hincapi at left back. I don't think Calafiori will be fit. I don't see us starting Miles at left back because of his defensive inadequacies. So I think Hincapi will start at left back. In the midfield, this is my personal opinion, what I'd go with. I'd go with Rice at the centre, playing that Zubimendi 6 role that's been all season, and actually just platform him to do the mopping up and defensive work. Then I would go with Ødegaard and Eze just ahead of him, playing midfield. I know, Arteta won't do this. The duels wouldn't be won as much with that midfield, but it's just a bit technically secure, and it would allow us to keep the ball in the pockets a bit more. And we know that Ødegaard can progress that ball from the back to the front and do the progression that Zubimendi does, but he's better at it. And then I would go with Martinelli on the left. I think we need that defensive cover and security from the wing, and I think that would be brilliant. And then right wing, I would go Bukayo Saka, just because he's Bukayo Saka. If he's fit, he should start for this Arsenal team. He's better than Noni Madueke or any alternatives that we have. And then up front, without Kai Havertz, without any fully sharp Gabriel Jesus having any momentum, it's got to be Victor Gyökeres, and that is the lineup that I would go with. As I said, I think that we'll draw this game. Hopefully we draw this game. It would be good anyway to come away with a victory in this game. So let's see. Let's wait and see. And yeah, that's all for today. That's my prediction. That's my lineup that I'd personally go with. What would your lineup be that you would go with against Atletico Madrid? Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, as I said at the start of the video. I appreciate you all. Goodbye.